Well, now, top Kenyan government officials were in Montreal, Canada this week for a crucial meeting with the World Anti-Doping Agency over Kenya's non-compliance status. CCTV's Jonas Gilbart reports on what the East African nation has to do to shake off the non-compliance tag.
It was certainly a critical week for athletics in Kenya, but it took place here in Montreal at the head offices of WADA. The World Anti-Doping Agency had called officials from the Kenyan government onto the carpet to deal with changes to their doping code that WADA says are now non-compliant. A recently passed legislation within the Kenyan parliament had removed a couple provisions that WADA wanted in place. So what they did is they sat down with the delegation, including the Kenyan sports minister, Dr. Hassan Wario, to iron out those changes, figure out what had to be put back in place to ensure that Kenya would indeed be compliant moving forward. By all accounts, those agreements were reached. Kenya is going to head back home, change their legislation, and put in place additional funding, as well as the structure needed to ensure that proper drug testing is done for all of their athletes within the country. Now, it's important for Kenyan athletes, especially heading into the Rio Olympics. The country is coming off a great showing in Beijing. They topped the medal tables in athletics at the World Championships there. But without this in place, there was this whole shadow of doubt over their athletes, over the system within Kenya, and how their athletes were getting the proper results. So hopefully with all this now put behind them, they can move forward, get the proper testing in place within Kenya, and also send a message not only to WADA, but to the rest of the athletics world that Kenya is taking drug testing seriously, and it will be done the right way moving forward. Reporting from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Jonas Gilbart, CCTV.